Hey guys, Mr. Mackenberg here. In this video, we're going to look at differentiating with negative integer powers of x. So the power rule for negative integer powers is actually the exact same as the power rule for positive powers. So if you've got x raised to the nth power and you want to find its derivative, you're going to drop that power down in front as a multiplier, and then on your x, you're just going to subtract 1 from that power. So in this example, we're going to look at finding an equation for the line tangent to the curve y equals x squared plus 3 over 2x at the point 1, 2. The first thing I'm going to look at doing is actually manipulating that fraction that we're given. I'm going to unadd that fraction, which means I'm going to split it up into two separate fractions. So we're splitting up the numerator into its own fraction, and each one of those is going to get a copy of the denominator. That's called unadding fractions. Now we can simplify this down. So this first piece, we can cancel out one of those x's on top with this x on bottom. So x over 2, I'm going to write it as 1/2 times x. Now on the back end, with this plus 3 over 2x, I can take this x and move it up to the top by making the power negative. So I'm going to write this as 3/2 times x to the negative first power. Now I still need to differentiate this, so I'm going to use my power rule. So with that 1/2 x, if I drop the power down and multiply, well, 1/2 times 1 is just 1/2, but then I subtract 1 from the power, and that x just kind of drops out of there. So if we're looking at the derivative of y, that first piece just turns into a half. On the back end, if I drop down that -1 as a multiplier, that turns into -3/2 once we multiply those together. But then I'm supposed to subtract 1 from the power. Well, if I take -1 and subtract 1 from it, I get -2. Now we're looking at a specific point. We're looking at the point 1, 2. So what I can do here is I can take this x value, and now that I know the derivative, if I want to find the slope specifically at the x value of 1, I would just plug in 1 here for my x value. Now if I take 1 and raise it to the negative second power, it's still going to be 1. So we'd get 1/2 minus 3/2, which ends up just being -1. So the derivative of y at 1 is -1. So remember, the derivative means the slope of your tangent line. So we're dealing with a slope of -1, and we know that we want to go through the point 1, 2. So I'm going to use point slope form here. So I'm going to do y minus 2 is equal to -1 times x minus 1. I'm going to distribute the -1, so we get y minus 2 equals -x plus 1. And then I'm going to add that 2 over to the right-hand side, so I get y equals -x plus 3 as the equation of my line that's tangent to this curve. That's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching.